While the Bears are playing in Detroit, the Green Bay Packers are home against the San Francisco 49ers, one game behind the Bears in the NFC North. Aaron Rodgers saying hello to Alex Smith. They'll forever be linked in that draft. We're back here in Detroit getting set for the Bears and the Lions. The Bears won the coin toss. They've elected to defer, so they will kick off to start the game and get their defense on the field, which has played so well. That man is very dangerous. Stephon Logan, he leads the NFL in kickoff return average, better than 28 yards per game.
Special teams will be big, Sam, for the Lions today with their issues with injury, especially at quarterback. Their special teams are going to have to be big contributors.
Robbie Gould kicks it off. Logan, 5 yards deep, takes a knee. That's the best way to prevent the top kickoff return man in the league from hurting you. Drew Stanton, out of Michigan State, in his 4th year in the NFL, makes his 2nd NFL start.
Well, and you look at the playmakers right there. Calvin Johnson, Nate Burleson, Brandon Pettigrew, all having very good seasons. Lean on those guys, get them the football, the offensive line in front of them. Good news that Gosder Charles is out there today, the right tackle. He's been dealing with a knee injury, questionable for this game. This has been the one constant for this group. They've been fairly healthy, Sam, most of the year up front.
Stanton going up and down the line, checking out the defenders, and they stop the play. Flag flies, and we've got a false start to start the game.
False start, offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Rob Sims called on it, and for Jim Schwartz, his team, the most penalized team in the NFL.
And you think of that, that's their 39th pre-snap penalty when you look at their offense or the defense. And those are the ones that you can control. You know, an official's not throwing that flag based on his judgment. He's based on just making a mistake. The player making a mistake pre-snap. Got to get those things fixed.
Change. The man in the backfield is now Jahvid Best, and he gets about a yard, and he is thrown back. The Bears defense has been outstanding, especially against the run. And they are led by the front four.
Well, Julius Peppers, 4 sacks in the last 2 games. You just saw Anthony Adams there get good penetration. Those D tackles are playing better than anybody's talking about. Outstanding at linebacker. Roach out there today starting for Pisa Tinoy Samoa. And very simple what they do on the back end. A lot of 2 deep with the safeties, but they play fast and they'll hit you.
On 2nd and 9, off the play fake, set up the screen. It's to the tight end. Brandon Pettigrew breaks a tackle and gets up to the very close to the first down. That's a great effort by Brandon Pettigrew, who is 2nd in the NFL in receptions amongst tight ends. Jason Witten of Dallas has 60. That was number 56 for Pettigrew.
Yeah, he's had a great year. Just a year off of an ACL. Lets Peppers go there, gets a nice block from Gosder Charles out on the screen, and it looks like Detroit going with some hurry up here. Going to force the hand and dictate on that Bears defense.
And they got a first down on that play. The handoff this time is to Maurice Morris, who gets the fullback, Jerome Felton, the man who carries. Morris had split out as they changed backs in the backfield.
And Sam, Drew Stanton getting his 2nd start in his NFL career here today. Local kid from Michigan State. He's going to have to find the happy medium, if you will, about wanting to be a playmaker, playing for the future of his NFL life, but at the same time pulling back and letting his playmakers take over for him.
3 wide receivers in. Derek Williams, the 3rd one. This is Morris carrying, and Maurice Morris gets up to the 35-yard line. It's not a great running team. Jahvid Best came in. He's had trouble with turf toe all season long. Maurice Morris is a solid back who can catch the ball out of the backfield. Best is an excellent receiver out of the backfield as well.
And he was dynamite the first couple of weeks, and the Bears fans know that from week 1. But his toes have been an issue, and I'll tell you, anytime Maurice Morris, Sam, has had an opportunity, whether in Seattle or here, he always produces.
3rd and 5, Henry Melton in a tackle for the Bears. That pass caught by Nate Burleson, a first down. There was some pressure on Stanton. He hung in there and completed it to Nate Burleson.
Yep, and the Bears just have zone coverage. He gets it out on time. They call that staying on schedule, which means make your read, get the ball out when you get to that back step, sync it up. The timing was perfect. That was a good throw versus the zone defense there to Nate Burleson.
Julius Peppers goes off. Melton goes to end, and Marcus Harrison in a defensive tackle for the Bears. Lions 3 wideouts. They go short to Burleson. Turns it into a nice game, but a flag comes down late. Burleson gets up to the 48-yard line, pick up a 5 on the play.
That'll be on Pettigrew for a hold out on the edge.
And that negates the play. Another penalty on the Lions.
Offense number 84. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
Ed Hockley is our referee today. And it's Scott Linehan, the offensive coordinator, who says they have confidence in Drew Stanton. He will run the offense, but certainly he'll call plays that he feels comfortable with.
It's about dialing up all the cover 2 beaters today. You got to run just enough to keep your quarterback on schedule. You're going to see a lot of cover 2, 2 deep safeties from the Bears. If your O-line holds up, they should be able to pick it apart.
Peppers back in for the Bears. They hand off to Maurice Morris. Good run as he fights his way back across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Brian Urlacher, the man who put him down.
Maurice Morris last week in their game, on their Thanksgiving Day game, ran for over 6 yards a carry. I remember doing games when he was in Seattle. Anytime he got an opportunity for Sean Alexander, he made a lot of good plays. We had him here last year when they played Arizona, and he absolutely tore it up.
DJ Moore in as a 5th defensive back. Derek Williams in as a 3rd wideout for the Lions on 2nd down. The pass is knocked away. Calvin Johnson wanted a call, but Charles Tillman, the best cover corner that the Bears have as far as size is concerned for Calvin Johnson, broke up that play.
And I think we'll see this matchup all day long, because Tillman is the biggest and the best corner, and got physical right there with Calvin Johnson. And I mean, you're going to see him, I think, Sam, just based on skill sets, I think we're going to see Tillman shadow Calvin Johnson most of this game in the pass game.
3rd and 12 out of the shotgun. They stop the play again. Officials come in from either sideline to talk to Ed Hockley.
Neutral zone infraction defense number 69. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
That's on Henry Melton. There's Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith has been the steadying force for the Chicago Bears all season long. Early on, there was some controversy. There was discussion as to whether the Bears could get it together. He stuck to it after a couple of tough losses at home to Seattle and Washington. And now the Bears have come through and won 4 in a row.
So consistent, Lovie Smith.
Again out of the shotgun on 3rd and 7. Stanton throws deep, and that time it was short of Calvin Johnson. Peppers with pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, that just didn't come out of his hand right, because everything looked good mechanically. You're going to see him step up in the pocket. He's going to step up as he releases this ball. I don't know if Julius Peppers got his hand on his elbow, but something certainly messed with the release on that football, and it ended up way short. But good job there by Stanton, just feeling it, stepping up in the pocket. Just didn't make a good throw.
Will they punt to Devin Hester? Maybe the most dangerous punt returner in the NFL. He backs up. It's deep along the sideline. Takes it at the 5. And goes out of bounds close to the 10-yard line. Good punt by Nick Harris. Put it in a great spot. 51-yard punt. And the Bears on offense when we come back.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Tim, what should we look for early in the game?
Well, looking at Drew Stanton, I mean, go back to his college career. The guy's aggressive. He loves to press. He can't do that today. Starting quarterback composure will be big for him against that veteran defense by the Bears. How will the Bears offensive line handle that front 4, especially in Ndamukong Suh, who's been dominant for the Lions, and then the special team game? Electric. And it's not just Devin Hester. Stephon Logan can ignite it as well, Sam, for the Lions.
Bears start from the 12. They split out Manamaliuna and hand to Forte up the middle. And he gets across the 15. Pickup of 3 on DeAndre Levy, the middle linebacker. Made the stop. Jay Cutler leads the offense for the Bears. Great game last week with 4 touchdown passes, no INTs.
Yeah, maybe coming off of his best game. The versatility of Greg Olsen is outstanding. Here's a big key, though. 5th game that this offensive line, all 5 have been together. 5th game in a row. That's big for the Bears offense. What a dramatic shift. When you watch them the first 7 games to what they've been over the last 4, it's not even close. They don't look like the same offense.
Earl Bennett in motion. Johnny Knox and Earl Bennett, the wideouts. Here's Forte, nothing there. He was slowed down by Landon Johnson, who burst through the linebacker and tackled for a loss on the play. Nice job up front for a defense that is missing one of its key players. Kyle Vanden Bosch out with a neck injury, and Ndamukong Suh is special.
Yeah, and Ndamukong Suh is the best defensive tackle in pro football. Rookie or 10-year veteran, it doesn't matter. Middle linebacker DeAndre Levy, a good one. He's had some injuries. They've had some problems at the outside linebacker position. And then Louis Delmas, certainly the key to what they are on the back end at safety. There's Kyle Vanden Bosch, the heart and soul of that group up front. Go back to week 1. 79 plays in that game. Vanden Bosch was everywhere. They'll miss him today, Sam.
Timeout was called. A lot of noise with a third down coming up for the Bears. We'll be right back. Big third down play coming up for the Bears. They have 3 wide receivers. 3rd and 7. Lions show blitz. They come with it. They get Cutler. They sack him back at the 6-yard line. Led by the defensive end, Cliff Averill.
Yeah, and it's Cliff Averill right here. Cutler under center. Very difficult for him to get back when you send too many guys. Look at, I mean, they just send too many to block. Jamarcus Webb tries to kick down inside, but because Jay Cutler, Sam, is under center and not in the shotgun, he's really got no time to get set up, to get back to his launch point before Cliff Averill, with his 5th sack of the year, gets on it.
Brad Maynard to punt. Good high kick. Stefan Logan looks around, takes it at the 43 with some room to return. He is tripped up as he got to the 40-yard line. Good tackle by Major Wright, the rookie. Otherwise, Stefan Logan might have taken it to the house. 19-yard return for Logan, and great field position for the Detroit Lions.
Hey, Logan is outstanding. All 5'6" of them. We've seen him have some big returns. He was really good in Pittsburgh as a rookie. Comes out of a small school, small guy, red hot heat in the open field. It's like a track meet when he's running down the numbers with the ball in his hands.
Jim Schwartz talking to Julian Peterson, his linebacker. Javid Best at the running back spot. The Lions start from the Bears' 38-yard line. It's Best with room. He's got good speed. Urlacher came up to take him down at the 30. Let's check out what's going on with the Minnesota Vikings today. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Brett Favre making his 297th consecutive regular season start. Injured on this play when he's hit by Arthur Moats of Buffalo. It is intercepted by Drayton Florence, but more importantly, Favre injured his shoulder out of the game. They say his return is questionable. Tavares Jackson now in quarterbacking the Vikings. Sam and Tim.
Thanks, Kurt. That didn't look good for Favre. Best in the backfield on 2nd and 2. Quick outside, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Nate Burleson. It was Burleson early in the week who guaranteed a Lions victory, and everybody took it in stride. As far as the players go, they say you should be confident going into a game. You have to believe that you're going to win the game.
Do the Lions really believe they can win a game?
I certainly hope so. Well, their coach believes in them.
Look, I think every player, when you go into a game, you better have the belief that you can go win the game. And all that stuff, it's great for the media and the predictions and the billboard. Sam, as soon as that first kick goes up in the air, forget about it. The guys are playing ball.
There's 3rd and 2 with 2 tight ends in. Everybody out. Stanton runs for it, and he's got a first down. He can scramble. It's a concern for the Bears defense. We talked to Lovie Smith about it. They worry about his ability to run.
Hey, the guy was a running back in high school. He played special teams. He's going to look out to his left. Javid Best is covered out to the flat area, so he's going to take off and run. I mean, the guy has got skill sets. He had 3 runs against the Giants, Sam, when he came earlier in the year, and averaged 10 yards a run. So, I mean, that guy's got ability from the waist down, and he'll use it.
And Rod Marinelli, the defensive coordinator of the Bears, certainly knows him because he was here when Stanton was drafted.
He had a lot of good things to say about Rod.
Yes, he did. And Stanton calls the timeout. Time was running down on the play clock. Lions call a timeout. There's no score, but the Lions are threatening. On the sideline, on the left, is Matthew Stafford. On the right, Sean Hill, numbers 1 and 2 in the quarterback rotation for the Lions, out with injuries. Stafford, the throwing shoulder. Sean Hill went down last week.
What a shame, man. I love Sean Hill, but Stafford clearly the guy here.
Off the play fake. Stanton in trouble, got rid of it, and completes it. Inside the 20, Burleson with a great spin move. Gets out of bounds inside the 10, a first down for the Lions.
How about Drew Stanton throwing with Brian Urlacher right in his face? Urlacher's going to come right up the gut on a blitz. Stanton's going to get it out, throw a perfect ball now. It's up to Burleson, make one guy miss. He breaks the tackle of Tim Jennings. That's huge for the Bears now. If there's one stat when you talk to Lovie Smith about his defense, he said it's all about missed tackles. If that first guy doesn't make the tackle, usually going to be problems.
On first and goal, they go straight ahead with Maurice Morris inside the 5. Lions doing a good job on first down.
Well, what I like about him, Scott Linehan's plan is simple but effective so far. The Bears have been offering up the run with the 2 deep safeties, and so he's running just enough, and he's called the plays that has allowed Drew Stanton to get the ball out quick with the underneath passing game.
And they go no huddle. Stanton got rid of his towel. He wanted to throw it to the official. He threw it on the ground in the end zone. Being pressured by Adonijay, and he gets rid of it and throws it away. No intentional grounding. He was out of the pocket. Big time pressure by Israel Adonijay.
You know, I talked about it earlier with Drew, how he walks that fine line today, Sammy, Drew Stanton, of, you know, the guy's a gamer. The guy is, I mean, he's one of those guys where you look at him in practice and you go, oh, well, I don't know, and he gets in the game and uh-oh, there he is. He's making plays. It's going to be interesting to see how he settles into this game today. So far, so good emotionally for him.
Major right, DJ Moore in the secondary for the Bears. The Lions have the best touchdown efficiency in the red zone. Stanton goes in. He looked right, he looked left, wide open spaces. Drew Stanton takes it in. That's got to feel good for Drew Stanton. Point, Dave Rayner.
Love the play call. Absolutely love the play call. A little pump draw to the right. Everybody knows or thinks it's going to Calvin Johnson. Pump it out to Calvin, tuck it, and walk into the end zone for a touchdown. Great stuff.
Well, you talked about special teams important for the Lions. The good punt return by Stephon Logan put the Lions in great field position, and they cashed in.
Yep, drove it right into Bears territory, did Logan on the return, and well, you got to be fired up for Drew Stanton. Local kid, second start, and making some plays.
Dave Rayner kicks it off. Danielle Manning for the Bears comes up to take it at the 5. And gets up to the 25-yard line, close to the 25. And back out on the field with a little better field position this time comes Jay Cutler.
Now, can they stay patient offensively? Here's Stephon Logan. You get a great punt return. Well, run down on the kickoff, too. Get yourself in the mix. To get in on the tackle, a little bit.
Offensive coordinator Mike Martz, whose offense has been rolling of late with a real balance, a better balance in the last 4 games of running and passing. Bears start from the 24. Cutler goes to Hester, and he's brought down immediately. Nice play by the safety, Louis Delmas. Good tackle.
That is an unbelievable play by Louis Delmas with Frank Omiel on the pole out there to take his head off, and Delmas just undercuts it and dips it and makes a big-time tackle.
Similar to recent games, good starts in the game at Dallas. Great start on Thanksgiving against New England. Another good start to the game for the Lions. The question for them is, can they sustain it for the entire game?
Yeah, they come out on fire. Can they keep the fire burning in the 3rd and 4th quarter?
3 wide receivers. Cutler being pressured, gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. Almost a blind screen pass for Forte. Let's see what the Giants are doing against Washington. Here's Kurt.
Running it down their throat is what they're doing. Ahmad Bradshaw, 5-yard touchdown run. Giants have 80 yards rushing in the first quarter and a 14-0 lead over the Redskins. Sam and Tim.
It's cold weather, Kurt, and that's what the Giants do in cold weather. And right now they need a win to tie the Eagles for first place in the NFC East. 3rd and 9. 3 wide receivers, all right. Cutler, deep drop. And completes it to Earl Bennett. Diving, reaching for the first down marker.
Right on.
Where will they give him progress? The official lining up right at the line.
Yeah, he is right on it. Great effort by Earl Bennett. Now the question is, was his knee down as he was getting drugged before he laid out and extended the ball to the first down mark?
Bennett is...
Oh, he's gotten on a nice little roll.
Yeah, he's slowly become more and more important in the offense for the Bears. And it's a first down as they stretch the chains. Watch this effort.
Yeah, you got 2 guys on you. You got a middle linebacker, DeAndre Levy, who ends up finishing you off. He's coming off a nice game. Earl Bennett had 2 touchdowns last week against the Philadelphia Eagles. He's just playing so much faster now. I mean, he's one of those guys that faced a lot of zone, was a guy that sat down in a lot of zones. This is more about up-tempo if you're a receiver for the Bears.
Forte, the running back, takes the handoff. And a big run for Matt Forte into Lions territory to the 49. He picks up 17 on the play. Matt Forte's had some of his best games against the Lions. This is his 6th game against them.
Averages 131 yards per game from scrimmage. He looks so fast. Look at him over the last 4 games. Now I know they've cut their reps, his practice reps, during the week of practice, and it shows up on Sundays.
They go wild.
Got a big bounce in his step.
They went wildcat. Bennett pitches it out to Forte. Forte is out of bounds inside the 45. They split out Cutler to the left. They went wildcat to Earl Bennett. And a little razzle-dazzle from the Bears. And it picked up 5 on the play.
And we've seen that on tape a little bit. We saw it against Philadelphia with Earl Bennett playing the wildcat position.
The good thing was Cutler didn't have to do anything except line up at the line of
Hold
scrimmage.
on a minute. Did Mike Martz just put his quarterback on the sideline to be a receiver?
That's right.
Have they ever morphed?
Cutler steps back and
Timeout,
calls a
Chicago.
timeout.
That's their 2nd.
They've used 2 here in the first quarter.
When I say morphed, they have really morphed this offense, and there's a lot of changes when you look at it. A much more balanced attack, 22 runs per game to 34 runs per game, much fewer deep throws, which exposed by the Giants and Seattle certainly earlier in the year. The quick passing game as Cutler has just gone back and got it out, vintage Jay Cutler style of play. And then maybe the biggest thing is Jay Cutler, Sam, has made a lot of plays with his legs. And he is, it's fun to watch. He's very athletic. I remember when he came into the league in Denver, vividly, he played at Buffalo. Mike Shanahan had him running the option, the real option. He was running it, pitching it. His legs have been a big asset for him over the last 4 games.
Chester Taylor in the backfield. The toss to Taylor. He follows Olsen. And he's got a first down. You mix in a little Chester Taylor. The coaches love him because he can run the ball, catch the ball, and he gives Forte a rest every once in a while.
And he gets a couple of nice blocks. Watch Kellen Davis here, the tight end, and of course Jamarcus Webb's going to pull out. Both of them will lock on and get good blocks. There's Davis with the hit on Landon Johnson, then Webb finishes him up, and now a safety is there to clean it up after the first down run. Good blocking by Kellen Davis and the right tackle Webb.
And they've got Forte and Taylor in the backfield. Forte peels off in motion, and they hand to Taylor. Gets a couple of yards, and he's brought down at the 36-yard line.
Curious is their attack so far in the run game, and we saw Forte have the big one really right in the face of Ndamukong Suh, but here's where they've made most of their hay, right here to the left. Perimeter team out to the left at 4-7. Now they do like to run to the right as well. Yards per carry not as good, but the middle is the area where they've struggled the most. And That's certainly the strength, Sam, of this Lions defensive front.
Forte and Matamaliuna in the backfield. Cutler, deep drop. Gets time, puts it up deep for Devin Hester. Incomplete. Double coverage on the play. And well covered by the Lions, Chris Houston and Louis Delmas. There's Houston, the cornerback.
Tell you, that's one area now. You look at these Lions, and their front four has been outstanding, and by far the strength of their football team, especially on defense. The back end's got 6 interceptions. When you combine the whole secondary, you got 5 to Alfonso Smith. Houston's got 1. Everybody else does not have a takeaway.
4 wide receivers in for the Bears on 3rd and 8. Cutler steps up and finds Earl Bennett for a first down at the 22. He got good protection and then stepped up, and Bennett was open.
And
14-yard pickup.
And extends the play with his legs. Look, it's cover 2. You got 2 deep safeties, so the zones are going to break down. And eventually they do. I mean, you get past 3 seconds, the zones are going to break down. You saw Bennett sitting right in the middle of one, and Cutler buys a little extra time with his legs. You got to get, if you're going to sit in that 2 deep zone, you better get quick pressure with your front 4.
Forte shifts back in the backfield. First down at the Lions 22. Forte squeezing through the hole, got a couple of yards before he was shoved back hard. Brandon McDonald in on the tackle, cornerback. A couple of yards picked up on the play as you looked at Ford Field.
It's a great stadium.
A great game, great place to do a game, great place to play a game. Good crowd on hand, a lot of Bears fans making the trip down. Three wide receivers for the Bears. Devin Aromashodu in as the 3rd. And they all go the left side. Quick to Bennett. And he's tripped up. Falls forward to the 8-yard line. What a quick release that was.
Well, that's pre-snap. They knew right away from the pre-snap. Jay Cutler knew that it was going right to his old teammate from college, Earl Bennett. Here's Earl Bennett. They already know. Bang. It's just get the ball and throw it. One step, get it out. In between the D end and the middle linebacker. That's beautiful.
13-yard pickup, 1st and goal for the Bears at the 7-yard line. 12th play of the drive for the Bears.
Watch Greg Olsen when they get down here.
Forte gets to the 5.
How about Greg Olsen, the tight end? The guy has got to be maybe the most unselfish player on the team. His versatility has been huge. 1st-round pick that's a tight end that loves to run routes. He's more of a wide receiver in terms of his mentality. This year, and Mike Martz said it, he goes, I don't know if the fans really understand how stressed this guy is. Playing tight end, playing fullback, playing split end, playing H-back. Versatility has been huge.
2nd and goal from the 6. Off the play fake. Cutler with time, puts it in the corner. Incomplete, flag on the play. Johnny Knox was bumped by Chris Houston. It looks like pass interference, and it'll give the Bears the ball on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it is. Houston totally cut off Knox's path to get to the football.
Pass interference defense, number 23. The foul was in the end zone, so the ball is placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
He's going to come here and then go back out to the outside, and you're going to see Houston block his path. He's holding on him there. Clear contact with the ball in the air. Easy call.
Houston comes to the sideline. The Bears send in Kevin Schaefer as a tackle eligible. See the time remaining in the 1st quarter. Chester Taylor in the backfield. 1st and goal at the 1. It's Taylor outside and into the end zone. Touchdown Bears. An outstanding drive for the Bears. 13 plays, 7 runs, 6 passes. There's the balance we talked about in the Bears offense.
Yeah, and love the vision there by Chester Taylor. I mean, that play was designed to go off tackle. He saw the outside was wide open, bounced it around the corner.
Extra point by Robbie Gould is good. It ties the game. Second rushing touchdown of the season for Chester Taylor.
And I mean, it's just a screw up and the forced player. I mean, you get great push right there from McBride. Now Landon's going to go in there. DeAndre Levy, neither one of them get to the outside. Landon Johnson just shot it inside. Turk McBride, the DN, did a great job. They had no support out on the edge to force it back inside. Taylor saw it. Easy touchdown for him.
Let's give a little shout out to Kevin Schaefer, who came in as a tackle eligible, made a good block on the outside for the Bears. Lions linebackers sit down with their defensive coordinator, Gunther Cunningham, Jim Schwartz. They'd like to see a little more strength on the defensive side as the Bears marched 76 yards, 13 plays.
And the beauty of that is the Bears going on long drives. They have not been good this year at 10-play drives. We saw a huge one, the 17-play drive in their game last week. But that drive right there, to me, is a perfect example and illustration of what Mike Martz and this offense has become. A commitment to the run game, get the ball out quick, let Jay Cutler, with his quick release, fire it to the playmakers.
Stephon Logan brings it out from 3 yards deep. Tripped up a little bit and brought down. Good return by Logan, brought down at the 29-yard line. We have come to the end of the first quarter, and it's a good division rivalry. And a good start to this one. Lions scored first. Bears tied it 7-7. End of the first. Welcome back to Ford Field in Detroit. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan on the Fox crew. We start the second quarter. Stanton off the play fake. Completes it to Brandon Pettigrew, who was pulled down by Lance Briggs. But a good pickup on first down of 8 yards. Check out the first quarter statistics. Even in rushing, slight edge to Detroit passing. Total yards are close. That's why it's 7-7.
Yeah, the 3 penalties hurt Detroit on their first drive, and then of course a real nice punt return by Logan put them in Bears territory where they could drive 38 yards for the touchdown.
On 2nd and 2 out of the shotgun, the hand of Morris, who breaks a couple of tackles. Hard run for a first down by Maurice Morris. Major Wright made the tackle. Let's go back to Minnesota and Buffalo. Here's Kurt.
We told you Tavares was in the game for the injured Brett Favre, who's now in the locker room. Jackson threw an interception, returned for a touchdown, then throws this one up. But Sidney Rice goes to get it. His first touchdown of the year, 31 yards on the score. It's all even at 7. Of course, Rice missed the first 9 games due to that hip injury, Sam and Tim.
Nice to see him back. Thanks, Kurt. That's important for the Vikings.
You know, I know nobody likes Tarvaris Jackson, the Minnesota fans. I do.
Julius Peppers going to the sideline. They check his right hand or right wrist. Henry Melton moves in his spot. Melton has been coming on and becoming a factor on the defense. End around. Here comes Stephon Logan. And his quickness shows up as a great run into Bears territory down to the 40-yard line. Charles Tillman took him down. 17-yard run by the speedy Stephon Logan.
Oh yeah, he's got heat. Another brilliant call by Scott Linehan. Look, you got the new player in at end. You're going to run a reverse right at him. There's Henry Melton out there on Backus. Will Heller's going to come and be able to pick him up, log him just enough to where when they say log it, that means hook him, and gave the edge to Stephon Logan. Great call.
This time the handoff to Maurice Morris. He gets inside the 40 to the 37, a pickup of 3. That was Stephon Logan's 3rd run of the season, and that quickness showed on that play.
Yeah, and it takes a lot more than just the guy running. It's about the basics and the details. And watch this clean handoff and exchange right there in the mesh point perfectly from Drew Stanton, who does not have a lot of Sunday reps. Game day reps, Sam doing that.
Blitz coming, Morris carrying, and he's brought down at the 36. Back in the lineup is Julius Peppers, so any concern by Bears fans, relax, he's fine. He lined up at the right defensive end on that last play. Marcus Harrison joins on the defensive line. Tommy Harris is there, number 91.
Tell you, so far so good if you're Drew Stanton. You've got to be excited the way you played, and you're just telling yourself in your brain, just keep running the offense, stay within the system.
On third down, Stanton gets time, completes to Calvin Johnson. First down at the 28-yard line. For Calvin Johnson, he has caught a pass in every game he's played in the NFL, 57 consecutive games.
Yeah, and this is his second read. I love it. Outside leverage, receiver's going to go inside. You see Calvin there, and Drew Stanton gets him the football. He looked down the field first, down the seam, came right back to Calvin Johnson. That guy, if I'm Drew Stanton, that guy's got 13 to 15 targets in this game today.
Rod
Chucking
Wilson.
it up to him.
Rod Wilson comes in, number 58 for the Bears, a right linebacker. Two backs in the backfield, Felton and Best. Best slips away from Briggs, but then stumbled and falls forward back to the line of scrimmage. Rod Wilson was there to cover him up. Javid Best got off to the great start. Didn't have great yardage, but scored 2 touchdowns against the Bears the opening game of the season. Had 5 touchdowns in the first 2 games.
And we watched him in practice the other day, and afterwards talked to Coach Schwartz. I go, man, he looks explosive again. Jimmy said that's nothing versus what he was when he first got here to start the year.
Here's Best again, bouncing off, and a good tackle on the play by DJ Moore. The nickel back in the defense stepped up, and Moore's done a good job for the Bears.
Yeah, and that is a big-time tackle right there, because if DJ doesn't get Javid Best down, and Javid's got all that real estate and turf in front of him, DJ Moore's just kind of burst onto the scene this year, hasn't he? I mean, the guy didn't do anything last year, really, as a 4th-round pick. This year, he's been a big player for their defense.
There's 3rd and 10. The Lions are 4 for 5 on third down conversions thus far in the game.
Watch Pettigrew.
Stanton looking, rolling. 3 Bears chasing him. There goes Peppers after him, and he throws it away. Actually, didn't throw it away. There's a flag on the play. That was almost picked by Chris Harris. Kind of a wild throw by Stanton with Peppers chasing him to the sideline.
Could have made it easy on himself and thrown it to Pettigrew, who was wide open right off the snap. There was nobody around number 84.
Pass interference, offense number 84, blocking downfield.
That's why. No.
It's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
See, right away, look at all the backers are up here. He's by himself. There goes Pettigrew right down the middle of the field. If Stanton sees him, that's an easy hookup. And he goes and blocks and is still blocking and engaged. Was he engaged when that ball was in the air?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So blocking downfield while the quarterback was still behind the line of scrimmage. 2 tight ends in. They push the Lions back and basically push them out of field goal position.
It's a brutal area to have a big penalty.
Stanton completes it to Tony Scheffler, the 2nd tight end. He gets down to the 32, and now you're looking at a 50-yard field goal try for Dave Rayner. Jason Hanson has been done for the season, put on IR with a knee injury. Rayner is 4 for 6 this season. His season long of 47-yarder. There's Jason Hanson. This is a 50-yarder. Long snapper Don Muhlbach. The holder is Nick Harris. The kick on the way. It looks good. It is good. Strong leg for Dave Rayner. The Lions regain the lead. Jason Hanson had to like that. There's Devin Hester, one of the most dangerous return men in the history of the NFL. He's back alternating with Danielle Manning on kickoff returns.
Sam, you look at the number of carries or the number of returns he's had and how many times he's put it into the end zone. He's the best returner ever in the NFL.
Rayner puts it up. Hester at the 1. Swings it, started to swing. That's a great tackle. Outstanding tackle by Bobby Carpenter. He didn't let Hester get any room to run. Hope you relax and enjoy. This is the first of a great doubleheader day on the NFL on Fox. See the games coming up later on. A lot of good ones. Bears start from the 17. Chester Taylor in the backfield. Maluina shifts. Taylor carries. Got a block from Jamarcus Webb. And gets across the 20 up to the 22-yard line. Cliff Averill with a tackle on Chester Taylor.
You look at the coverage today, the field position. Today, they own 33. That's the season average. Best in the NFL today, they own 18 for Chicago. Their own 18. So coverage has been outstanding for the Lions.
Good start for the Lions. Here's Cutler on 2nd and 4. With Taylor and Maluina in the backfield.
Start hitting him.
Pressure. He steps up, shovel pass to Taylor. Taylor gets to the 30. Cutler improvising, had Taylor in front of him. He was about to be tackled by Cliff Averill, who's getting good pressure on the quarterback today.
You know, that's a great play by Jay Cutler, and I'll tell you why. Because you go back 5 games ago, and Mike Martz told us, and you could watch it on tape, he was in survival mode. It was panic. It was not knowing what, and a lot of that was the offensive line and the guys being unsettled in front of him and all the deep routes of the offense. Cutler's confidence is obvious right now as he's just out there playing and making plays however he has to.
Fake draw. Cutler looking to set up the screen to Taylor. That time he's wrapped up by Corey Williams. That really never got going.
Smart by Corey Williams. He read it the whole way. I mean, they blocked him. They let the other side go, and Ndamukong Suh. You'll see this side of the field and Suh, and these guys will get up there, and now 99 is just going to read it. He sees it, stays engaged with the blocker, then disengages. And he's right there to tackle Chester Taylor. He's a good player. I'll tell you, this defensive line for Detroit, it's got to be the biggest story here. And Ndamukong Suh is the best in the league. This guy is playing good. They really, though, Kyle Vanden Bosch, his absence, I think, will be felt today out of right end.
And there's jumping on the line. Turk McBride came across the line of scrimmage, but we'll see if he was drawn. Let's see what Ed Hockley thinks.
Offside, unabated to the quarterback, defense, number 75. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's another one on the Lions. It's Turk McBride. 5th penalty on the Lions in the game. And you know that Jim Schwartz is upset with that.
Again, those are those pre-snap penalties. Penalties happen in this league. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make physical mistakes. Those are mental mistakes. Not a lot of tolerance in this league for those.
What do you do to correct that?
I don't know. I mean, I know there's a huge emphasis on the guys. D linemen should be watching the football, not listening to the cadence.
On 2nd and 5, out to Taylor again. 1st down yardage. Up to the 44-yard line. Chris Houston tripped him up. Chester Taylor getting good playing time and making the most of it. 9-yard pickup.
One thing when you look at these Bears wide receivers, they all block. They're not the biggest guys, but Johnny Knox has got a huge heart and a huge desire to go block. He's going to be big here as he seals Chris Houston. Watch, or he's going to end up getting McDonald, excuse me. And he's just going to lock on. We've done a couple of games where he has had some big-time blocks that have popped some touchdowns for the backs behind him.
Hester and Aroma Shadu out wide. That was tipped and almost intercepted. Aroma Shadu never saw it coming. Let's find out what the Saints are doing in Cincinnati. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Saints winners of 4 straight at the Bengals, losers of 8 in a row, and looks like New Orleans has found their running back. Chris Ivory, 2 touchdowns rushing last week, a 55-yarder today. Longest touchdown run since 2003 for the Saints, and they lead it 10-6 in the 2nd quarter. Sam and Tim.
Thanks very much, Kurt. Great race in the NFC South. Atlanta 9-2. They'll be at Tampa Bay later, and New Orleans at 8-3. Chris Ivory's had a great season. From the 44 on 2nd down, the handoff to Taylor. And Chester Taylor fights his way down to the 47 of the Lions. Another 9-yard pickup. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
And another good call from Mike Martz and the execution by the offense. Look at the D tackles. Look at how much room is right there at the line of scrimmage. Run a draw right at it. D tackles split. They run a game. Run a nice little stun in there and basically create nice running lanes for Chester Taylor. Terrific call. from Marcy.
They go with 4 wide receivers on 3rd and 1. Matt Forte in the backfield. Bennett motions. The back pedal, the throw to Bennett. He's wide open. Earl Bennett still going. Refuses to go down. It takes 4 Lions to take down Bennett at the 14-yard line. On a 3rd and 1, they pick up 33 yards.
Jay Cutler going to peel right out, throw to his left. Look at that little back pedal. You know he's throwing to the left. Off coverage versus Earl Bennett. Here's where you love Earl Bennett now. His leg strength. Nobody talks about it. Mike Martz was talking about it last night. He said this guy's leg strength from the lower body, in and out of his breaks and in and out of tackles, as it took, as you said there, several guys to get him to the ground. Very strong.
And Cutler saw it all the way. Good throw. And a tremendous play by Bennett on 1st down at the 14. The toss to Forte. Gets outside. He is in. Touchdown. The Bears offensive calls, they're mixing it up beautifully with a run and the pass, and they march down the field to another touchdown. They have the lead for the first time in the game.
Yeah, and they are hitting the Lions where they're weak, and they're weak on the perimeter at the linebacker spot, or they have been all year, and they're taking it right at Turk McBride, who's in there for Kyle Vanden Bosch. As you saw that little misdirection, weak side pitch they like to call flip 90. That was easy.
Extra point by Robbie Gould is good. Matt Forte's 5th rushing touchdown, is 8th overall.
He gets sucked down in here, quick pitch to the outside, and nobody's going to catch Matt Forte. High octane, real fast.
That was an 8-play, 83-yard drive. That's Mike Tice with his back to you and his pencil over the ear talking to his offensive line. Robbie Gould kicks it off. Stephon Logan from 2 yards deep. They try to contain him. He tries to get outside. Good tackle on the play, bringing him down. That was Zach Bowman taking him down at the 19-yard line.
How about Greg Olsen on that Forte touchdown? Watch this block on the 2nd level. He's going to lock up right there with the safety, Amari Spivey. Big body on little body. Easy.
Drew Stanton, the number 3 quarterback, hoping to make much of his opportunity with the 2 that we showed you earlier. Matthew Stafford and Sean Hill out injured. Starting from the 19. Being rushed, drops it off to Javid Best. Couple of blockers. Here goes Best. Trouble for the Bears. Manning angles him out of bounds. Javid Best into Bears territory to the 49-yard line. A 32-yard pickup.
Yeah, and they catch the Bears in a blitz, which is obviously going to reduce the numbers of guys that can get there in pursuit. You see Urlacher, he's going to go right up the middle there. DJ Moore coming off the side. Now watch this speed. Forget it. I mean, you got all those white jerseys chasing him. Daniel Manning has a nice angle on him and is able to push him out of bounds, but that guy's unbelievable in space when you talk about the speed for Javid Best. I think he was the best playmaker, period, coming out in last year's draft.
Javid Best with 50 receptions on the season. Another end around to Logan. This time the Bears smelled it out, and looks like a 1-yard gain on the play. Bears seemed ready for that. Peppers and Urlacher combine on the stop.
And watch Julius Peppers here. He's not going to really make the play because he's in great position, though. He's going to force it to bubble up the field. And once it bubbles up the field, you see all the white jerseys that can get there in pursuit. And that was unlike we saw the one on Henry Melton last series. Henry drove down, never had a chance to make that thing bounce or bubble. The pursuit couldn't catch up. Good play by Pep.
This play, Peppers lines up as the right defensive end. Adonijay left. Stanton throws short, completes to Pettigrew, the tight end, down to the 41-yard line. And tomorrow night, it's the American Country Awards, 8 o'clock. Eastern, 7 Central, only on Fox. It's coming to you from Las Vegas. Hope you tune in.
Stanton looks pretty good in this little spread set. It's what he ran at Michigan State. 3 wides all over the place.
Blitz coming. The pass is incomplete. Broken up by Danielle Manning, the safety. Did a good job on Brandon Pettigrew. Pettigrew went to the first down marker and turned around. And a good play by Manning to break it up.
Very good play by Danielle Manning. Like the fact that Stanton got it out on time, got it to where he needed to go in terms of Pettigrew, who was his read, as you said, right on the first down sticks. But Danielle Manning came from the backside and was able to break the arms down and get the ball out.
This will be a punt, number 2 for Nick Harris. Devin Hester goes back to the 10-yard line. Harris looks toward the corner. Bounces out of bounds at the 12-yard line is where the Bears will start. Jay Cutler has been looking lately to Earl Bennett, and that's a hookup that started when they were in college at Vanderbilt. Jay was an upperclassman. Earl was a freshman. Caught 79 passes that year. Today, he's been a key man. Whether it's short, deep routes, he finds Earl Bennett. He relies on him, and he is a reliable receiver.
And you know what? He had 54 catches last year, Earl Bennett. But I think this year and what they're doing over the last 4 games suits his skill sets. It's gone to the quicker passing game. Get it to your playmakers. Let him get yards after the catch. There's no question in my mind that that's what Bennett is much better at.
Low pass juggled, held on to by Johnny Knox, and he's got a first down up to the 32. And now the Bears again starting to spread it around. Just when he goes to Bennett for a while, he switches off to Johnny Knox.
Well, they know where the Lions are weak, and they're attacking him accordingly. And why wouldn't you? Jay Cutler again, the back pedal, you know it's coming left, and you hit him right on the flank. Julian Peterson up in a little pressure, couldn't get out to the curl area. You'll see this area, which everyone calls curl to flat. This area right here on the football field, you're going to see the Bears attack that area all day.
20-yard pickup on the last play. Cutler in trouble, dumps it off to Forte. Forte gets a first down, fighting his way up to the 48-yard line. Tough to bring down. Louis Delmas finally did. 16-yard gain. Bears offense on the move again as we reach the 2-minute warning. Bears leading the Lions 14-10. Kyle Vanden Bosch out with a neck injury. They miss him.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
well, that guy
the Bears have kept Ndamukong Suh very quiet.
And it's very simple. When you're not dominant at right end, you don't have to turn and force your protection that way. You can put 2 on Ndamukong Suh.
Pressure on Cutler, moves away, throws for Hester, incomplete. Good effort by Jay Cutler to keep the play alive, but once again there was pressure from Cliff Averill.
Yeah, there was, but again, watch, you got 2 right here on Ndamukong Suh. Garza, then you got Kreutz, they're all going to help out. And I think that's the deal. Ndamukong Suh, without Kyle Vanden Bosch out there forcing intermittent double teams, he's going to be eating 2 blockers for the rest of this football game.
Here's 2nd and 10 for Jay Cutler and the Bears with 3 wide receivers in. They go empty backfield. Cutler feels some pressure, puts it up deep for Hester, and it's deflected away. Chris Houston with a good play. There's a flag on the play. Cutler was knocked down after he released. Let's see. Was it a holding?
There were fouls by both teams on the play, holding offense number 57, personal foul, roughing the quarterback, defense number 92. Those penalties offset. Replay 2nd down.
Kreutz the hold, the Bears center, and then the defensive end, Cliff Averill, on the roughing the passer.
Yeah, here's Averill peeling out here, hands to the head. Yeah, that's an easy one there. That's not even close.
All right, the Bears with 1 timeout remaining. 2nd and 10 on their own 48-yard line. Olsen splits out, 3 wide receivers.
Time to start feeding Greg Olsen a little bit, I think.
All right, let's see. Goes the other way and completes it. Spinning away is Johnny Knox and lunges forward to the Lions' 44-yard line, a couple of yards short of the first down. Good tackle by Alphonso Smith. Hurry up offense for the Bears.
This will bring up a very easy third manageable. That's all they got to get the first down. But look at what they've done on third down in the last 4 games.
They're awful early. They've been much better during this winning streak. Cutler being rushed. The pass batted down. Turk McBride got good pressure on Cutler, and Ndamukong Suh got the hand up to bat the pass away.
Yeah, while he's being wrapped up by Roberto Garza right around the waist. There's the pressure, and then Suh's going to come up on the inside. See, he is locked up with Garza, gets his hand up, getting wrapped up, gets the bat down. And that's how that front four needs to play. I mean, if Detroit's really going to have a chance, a real chance here in the second half, and be able to hang in there mentally and physically, that front four has got to continue to get after it.
Good job by the Lions defense. Brad Maynard with a good high punt. Logan lets it bounce inside the 5. Bears have it surrounded, and they down it deep in Lions territory at the 9-yard line. Garrett Wolf covering it up. Tonight on Fox, you will believe in an all-new Simpsons Christmas, and Martha Stewart has the magic touch to save the season. Plus a special gift with Katy Perry has everyone dolled up. It's an all-new Simpsons Christmas tonight at 8, 7 Central on Fox. Lions have 2 timeouts remaining. Drew Stanton, 8 for 13, 97 yards.
No, he has played well. He really has. It's been a nice attack. It's been methodical. It's been patient. That's what they have to do. I'll tell you what's hurting them right now has been the penalties. It's been the biggest problem here for Detroit once again.
2 tight ends. Jabba Best in the backfield. Best looking for an opening. Bounces it outside. Watch out here. Can he beat Danielle Manning? Manning shoves him out of bounds in Bears territory at the 46-yard line. 45-yard run by Jabba Best.
Watch the huge wall here. Best is going to run right into it. It looks like he's lost, and then he'll just pop out to the perimeter. Bang. Nice block by Pettigrew and Calvin Johnson out on the edge. I mean, how about that? And that's part of the benefit of being a small back. You can get lost in the wash with all those big bodies and the massive humanity, and then have the speed to hit the perimeter and get past midfield.
Longest run of the season for the Lions. This is a completion to Calvin Johnson. Heading for the corner, and he's in. Touchdown! Two plays, 91 yards.
Wow. Wow. His mentality has been like a beast all season, Calvin Johnson. Again, we were here against Washington. We saw the mentality. This guy's not going to be denied.
No.
That's touchdown number 12 on the year. He broke 3 or 4 tackles on his way to the end zone.
He ties his career high, which he set in 2008. Only Dwayne Bowe of Kansas City has scored more touchdowns than Calvin Johnson.
Very, very good throw here, too, by Drew Stanton. But watch Calvin as he's got man coverage. There's a safety over the top to help out. Bad angle from Chris Harris. You see right there. There's one straight arm broken tackle. Then nasty. Get out of here, and Calvin just takes it into the end zone. That's the physical ability and the physical mismatch that he is every Sunday with defenders. Watch this. He's going to take it inside. There he beats the man to the inside. Now bad angle from Harris. There's one straight arm missed tackle, and then here's the nasty straight arm. No chance. The advantage of those kind of straight arms when you're 6'6" with really long arms. I mean, those little guys, you straight arm, your arm's so long, they can't get to your legs to wrap you up.
Jabba Best went 45 yards.
Yeah, the hide
on the first play.
The hide and pop. Going to get right behind it. Oh, see a little open daylight, and then turn on the juice.
And then it was Drew Stanton to Calvin Johnson for 46 yards. 2 plays, 91 yards, and the Lions have the lead again.
So impressed with Jimmy Schwartz and this football team. The record does not speak to what these Lions really are.
I agree with you. Dave Rayner
Calvin's just not having it, though, Sam.
That's right.
I love that.
Devin Hester on the return. And he gets up to the 24-yard line where he's brought down. Calvin Johnson, 4 seasons in the NFL, 33 touchdowns, and that breaks a franchise record.
Tell you, a point to be made from, and Scott Linehan, I think it's got to go right to him with the little amount of time that was left on the clock. 55 seconds. They have their backs against the wall. A lot of teams, Sam, with their third quarterback against this Bears defense would have taken a knee and gotten to the locker room.
Bears decide they're going to do just that to collect themselves. But how about the Bears defense letting them down? Lovie Smith has to be concerned. Missed tackles have hurt the Bears in the first half. Coming up, the Visa halftime report. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will have an update on the 49ers and the Packers in Green Bay, as well as a look as the NFC East showdown right here in Detroit. The Lions, another strong first half. Can they keep it up for the full game? They lead the Bears at halftime, 17-14.
Barbara.
We are back at Ford Field in Detroit, where the Lions have a 17-14 lead over the Chicago Bears. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Jennifer Hammond will have her field report in just a moment. For the Detroit Lions, they've had the lead at halftime the last 3 games against Dallas, against New England, now against the Bears. The question is, can they sustain it? They haven't been able to do it the last 2 games.
Yeah, I think the big thing for them, Sam, is it's not physical. Clearly, they can play with the Chicago Bears. They've got already 250-plus yards of offense against an outstanding Bears defense. But the question is do they believe they can win? And they come out in the third quarter, as Louis Delmas, the safety, told us the other day, and he said, whether it's a turnover, whether it's a penalty, anything bad happens, that voice inside of every one of our players goes, oh no, we don't think we can win. We don't believe we can win. They better find that belief today from the neck up, because physically, Sam, they got a great chance to stay in and win this football game.
Drew Stanton, you saw him. He's done an excellent job. Jay Cutler getting set. The Bears will get the ball to start the second half. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL.
Think about Lovie's defense. 2 of the last 4 games coming into this one, they did not allow the opponent 240 yards of total offense. The Lions, with their third quarterback and Drew Stanton, have already cranked up 253. That's a shock.
The missed tackles we talked about, and Lovie emphasized that in our meeting with him. For Jim Schwartz, he talked about the most important thing is winning on Sunday. Bears receive the kickoff to start the second half, and he's had his team ready to go. On the return, it's Devin Hester. Slipped 1 tackle, then he is ridden out of bounds. An outstanding play by Amari Spivey. The rookie safety grabbed hold and just took his man out at the 21-yard line. Let's go down to the field for an update at halftime from Jennifer Hammond. Jennifer.
All right, thanks, Sam. And I talked to Jim Schwartz at the half, and he said as far as Drew Stanton's playing, he just has to keep on being Drew. Guys around him are making plays, and that is the most important thing. He said what we have to do in the second half is not be content. We put up 17 points on a team that typically allows 12 points per game on the road. We've got to stay after them. As for the defense, the Bears, they certainly aren't tackling very well. Lovie acknowledged that, but he said we've just got to make sure we give our offense a chance to score. They're playing well.
Thank you, Jennifer. On first down, Matt Forte carries, gets 4 up to the 25-yard line. DeAndre Levy, the middle linebacker, made the tackle. Take a look at first half statistics. The Lions, 253 yards. That's what Tim talked about. Penalties have been a factor on the negative side for them. The Bears offensively have done fine. Defensively, they've got to play better.
Very good, but here's the deal. If you're the Bears, you feast on taking the ball away. Detroit has yet to turn it over in this football game.
Bears have had a couple of good drives in the first half. Pressure on Cutler. They got him for the sack. And he fumbled the ball, and the Lions recovered. The ball came out. The ball knocked out by Cliff Averill, recovered by Turk McBride. Lions have the ball at the Bears 9.
Cliff Averill is so good. I'm telling you, this guy is underrated. Here you're going to see him coming from Cutler's right. Jay's looking to the right. He'll come right in his face. He hangs on. The ball comes out. McBride is able to finish it off, but that's going to go as a sack and a forced fumble for Cliff Avril. McBride will end up with the fumble recovery, but Avril has been so ready, Sam, for a breakout game. He's got 2 sacks today.
First turnover of the game. And the Lions, first and goal at the 9. 3 wide receivers. They hand to Morris. He gets a yard down the 8-yard line. Brian Urlacher in on the tackle.
Big challenge down here for the Bears, stopping the Lions. The Lions are the best team in the NFL in red zone production. Touchdown efficiency, believe it or not. And that's because they got the best red zone player in the NFL. That guy right there, Calvin Johnson.
And they've had one today on the run by Stanton. He turns to throw. He's got time. Nobody open. Stanton trying to buy some time. Peppers rides him out of bounds. Ooh. Well, that's the danger that you face when you're running with a Julius Peppers.
And that's what I was talking about earlier with Stanton. You love the fact that he's trying to make the play, but just throw it away. Just throw the ball away. You're outside the pocket. And Kyle Vandenbosch getting his defensive line teammates revved up.
He did a lot of talking with Turk McBride during the first half. Jennifer Hammond down on the field told us there was a lot of coaching up. The Bears are without Nick Roach. He injured a hip. He was starting in place of Pisatino Isamoa in this game. Everybody out. Stanton goes to Pettigrew, the tight end. He's brought down immediately. DJ Moore, good tackle. So the Lions fail to capitalize as far as getting the ball in the end zone. They've got a chance to add 3 to their lead here as they go to the field goal route. Scott Linehan, the offensive coordinator, talking with the head coach, Jim Schwartz. It was a strong defensive series by the Bears.
Absolutely. Not easy when you come out and you get a sudden change right away and you go out and you got your backs against the wall and expected to keep the best red zone offense out of the end zone.
Dave Rayner,
big time for the Bears.
Perfect from 25 yards, his second field goal of the game. The Bears turned the ball over, but the defense came up with a strong effort.
Hey, Sam, remember at halftime I was talking about Louis Delmas, and he said they come out in the second half, and their mindset is, as the Lions, they're just sitting around waiting for something negative to happen and then unable to respond. What I like is they did exactly the opposite. They didn't wait for a negative. They made a positive happen with Cliff Avril getting to the quarterback, knocking it out. There's Cliff. They're talking to Ndamukong Suh and McBride on the recovery. 3 points they get out of it.
Dave Rayner kicks off. Danielle Manning steps up to the 2-yard line and returns. A couple of cutbacks. Manning spinning with a good return up to the 27-yard line. Jay Cutler went back to pass, was pulled down, a sack, fumbled, and the Lions got 3 points out of it. Rod Marinelli is the defensive coordinator for the Bears. He was the head coach here with the Lions for 3 seasons. Bears start from the 28. Forte up to the 31-yard line. And all the Bears defensive players will talk about Rod Marinelli and say he's all about attitude, but he also breaks down plays and makes the players better, and he's a specialist with a defensive line.
Well, expertise is certainly is how you would classify him. You'd classify him an expert in defensive line play. Was he a great head coach? I don't know. How many great coaches have been in Detroit with all the losing? I know this. He is arguably the best defensive line coach in all of pro football.
Quick pitch to Bennett. That's a first down. There again is that quick toss right off the line, and Cutler getting it to Earl Bennett. And again, the Bears start to move the ball. Offensively, they've been effective in the game. That turnover certainly hurt. Bears from the 39-yard line. Bennett with 5 catches for 77 yards in the game. 3 wide receivers. Brandon McDonald in as a 5th defensive back for the Lions. Draw play, Forte. Trying to kick it outside. And Ndamukong Suh with a good tackle to bring him down. Excuse me, it was Julian Peterson, the linebacker, in on the stop.
Tell you the thing that's most impressive in watching Ndamukong Suh, and all the numbers will match up, and they'll tell you that he's having a great year with the 8 sacks and everything Ndamukong is able to do with the defensive line. But the guy's motor and his stamina is what's especially noticeable to me. I mean, he's out there for almost every snap.
Yeah.
He's going to play 60 to 75 snaps a game, and he's always got a lot of gas left in the tank. He's got tremendous stamina for a defensive tackle.
Olsen motions, 2 tight ends. Forte trying to cut it back, and a good tackle on the play. Short gain up to the 45-yard line. Corey Williams grabbed hold of his ankle and wouldn't let go.
And both D tackles do a great job here. And Ndamukong Suh and Corey Williams both forced that cutback. But watching Ndamukong Suh and what he's been able to do this year. And there's a big-time sack on Aaron Rodgers. Here's one on Donovan McNabb. Boy, he's got nasty intentions, too, when he gets to the quarterback. You love that. Gets Tom Brady, and now a little touchdown. Turns and looks at Santana Moss. What are you doing? Get off of me. Oh, it's fun to talk to, too.
Great guy.
Super smart. Here he is from the stand-up. This is going to give Chicago some problems with their protection declaration.
Blitz coming. Pressure on Cutler trying to get away from Levy. He does, and he runs for a first down. Took a hard hit, but Cutler, he may be shaking a little bit. Now he's helped up by Johnny Knox. He's okay. Cutler running away from DeAndre Levy, the middle linebacker, and he got a first down.
Yeah, and good thing he dipped at the last second, because 26 is about to take his head off. Watch Louis Delmas here. Lower the boom on Jay Cutler. Now, when a quarterback crosses the line of scrimmage and tucks the ball, he becomes a runner. Right? It's all fair game. Helmet to helmet, hat to hat, face mask to helmet. It doesn't matter. And Cutler, one quick duck out of the way of maybe some big-time damage. That guy can hit right there, Delmas.
Chester Taylor in the backfield for the Bears from the Lions 48. It's Taylor, couple of blockers, and he's hit. Oh, great play by Spivey. The rookie safety Amari Spivey with a good hit.
Here's Spivey. He's down in this run box for the Bears, and watch all the guys up front do their job, which is going to force it to the outside. Spivey will be right where he needs to be to make the tackle. Landon Johnson ends up taking on 2 guys. Spivey sitting right there in the hole. And that's what you look for. You want your free safety to have a one-on-one shot on the backer. He's got to make the play. Spivey did it.
Lawrence Jackson in at defensive end for the Lions, number 94. 2nd and 11. Taylor tries again. Gets a couple down to the 46-yard line. Lawrence Jackson made the tackle. The guy they picked up from Seattle, a former first-round draft pick of the Seahawks.
Watch this big defensive tackle and his burst through Chris Williams right here. Oh, that's going to go on Olin Kreutz. That's just pure power. You get that 330 started and Corey Williams, you're not going to slow it down. Kreutz just found that out.
Big third down play for the Bears. They are 4 for 6 on third down conversions. Cutler, pressure, they got him. Sacked for the 3rd time in the game. Cliff Averill again. He's had a big game for the Lions, stepping up with Vanden Bosch out. It's Averill coming up big with the quarterback pressure.
I told you he can be dominant. Now here's the problem with Chicago. They get into the 3rd and longs. Now it's going to take time for the pass plays to develop the pattern. So Cutler's going to get back. He's going to hold it. He's going to hold it. He gets flushed from Sammy Lee Hill right there. And then Averill is able to clean it up. That is a coverage sack, Sam, based on long down and distance. Takes time for those routes to develop. Protection couldn't hold up.
So they force a punt with a good defensive play. Brad Maynard's 3rd of the game is a good high kick. Looked like Logan wanted to wait for a fair catch, let it go, and it's covered. Down at the 3-yard line by Kellen Davis. Boy, Maynard has done that his entire career. 50-yard punt, no return. Lions are backed up, but they lead it. See the numbers on Jay Cutler. 21 times sacked on 3rd down. 40 times this season he's been sacked, more than any other quarterback. Cliff Averill, we know he's definitely been credited with 2 and maybe a 3rd sack as well. Javid Best gets up to the 5-yard line. Let's check out those sacks and the job that Cliff Averill has done in this game.
Yeah, this is going to be the first one. Averill comes crashing through the line. Here's the one right in the 3rd quarter. Now, who knocks this ball out? If Averill knocked it out, that's Averill's sack and forced fumble, and then here clearly it's Cliff Averill. Cutler steps up. He swallows him up with the big wingspan. Rod Marinelli, I know Rod drafted him. We were just talking about Rod Marinelli. I remember the day he drafted him. He said that guy is going to be a real special player. It's coming to fruition.
Best trying to get outside. Bears wrap him up at the 7-yard line, led by Israel Adonijah. Adonijah, such a great story, has stepped up this season, is 7th in the NFL. This is a guy who's just step by step made himself a better player. Today he's off special teams because he's such an important part of the defense.
Yeah, those special teams are getting ready to have an impact here if Detroit can't pick up this first down. That big, long 50-yarder by Maynard, which pinned him down here. If they're forced to punt, Sam, with their backs against the end zone, field position, big time for Chicago.
3 wide receivers for the Lions. Everybody out. Stanton from the end zone. Dropped. Try to get it to Pettigrew. He had it in his hands. He should have held on. That was a catchable ball.
Yeah,
but the Lions go 3 and out deep in their own territory.
And again, field position going to really favor the Bears here. Pettigrew just turns his head and looks. You see there? See, as he was trying to corral the ball and pluck it out of the air, he turned his head to see the defenders that were converging on him for the big hit. Chicago very physical on the back end, will force tight ends and receivers to think about it before they catch the rock underneath.
Hester's at midfield. Nick Harris is 8 yards deep in his end zone. Hester backpedals, takes it at the 40. Cuts upfield, watch out!
How do you punt to him?
He is upended by Harris, the punter. Otherwise, he would have had an NFL record.
How do you punt to him? And I asked Jim Schwartz that on Friday. I said, are you going to punt to Devin Hester? He said, heck no.
Well, guess
if we
what?
do punt to him, it's going to be directional punting. They kick this right down the middle of the field, and then the magic of Hester takes over. Lucky that Nick Harris is able to save it.
Saved a touchdown with a great tackle.
Oh.
29-yard return by Devin Hester off a 53-yard punt. You can see the head coach of the Lions is really upset.
I'm yelling at the special teams coach right now if I'm Jimmy Schwartz.
Chester Taylor in the backfield. The Bears start from the Lions 31. Draw play to Taylor. Bounces it outside. Slips. Flag on the play. It came from the umpire who talks things over with Ed Hockley, our referee.
I'm going to see if I can get a helmet and go down there and block for Hester on the return stuff.
Offense, number 82. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That's on Greg Olson, the tight end, and that hurts the Lions.
Hurts the Bears. Going to push
The
them
Bears,
back.
excuse me.
I mean, think of Hester, who is 1 return away from NFL history, the most prolific ever. And you look at his numbers, it's just remarkable. But imagine being one of the guys blocking for him. The other 10 guys on that return unit.
He's upset that he didn't take it all the way.
Of course he is. That whole uniform would have been on its way to Canton already.
That's right. 1st and 20. 3 wide receivers in. Devin Aromashodu is the 3rd wide out. With Knox and Bennett. Taylor broke the tackle. And another one. And gets down to the 34-yard line. Picked up 7 on the play.
Remember we were talking about Jimmy Schwartz kicking out of bounds, telling his guys, heck no, I'm not kicking it to Hester. Yeah, I think he's a little agitated that one went right down the middle of the field.
That's one upset head coach. Devin Hester on the sideline trying to collect himself.
See, the worst thing for Hester is that it was a punter. That guy right there that brought him down. Devin may be able to live with it if it was an outside backer or a defensive back. Punter?
3 wide receivers to the left. This is 2nd and 13 for the Bears.
Same play they hit Earl Bennett on the quick one earlier.
Cutler looked at Bennett, gets rushed, and down he goes. Landon Johnson, the linebacker, coming from the left side. 4th sack of the game. All right, let's find out what's happening in Green Bay. Kurt Menefee's got the story.
It's been a while since we mentioned this combination. Aaron Rodgers to Donald Driver. Driver, good. Make that great second effort. 61-yard touchdown reception. First touchdown for Driver since week 4. And the Packers go up by 8 over San Francisco. Sam and Tim?
Wow. Thanks, Kurt. Packers will be here in Detroit next week. Tim and I will be here to do that game. Listen to the crowd. The Bears are back at the 40-yard line. Have to get to the 21. And they stop the play.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
Let's go back to that sack where Jay Cutler again. You get a nice blitz from Landon Johnson off the edge. Let's watch Cliff Averill too peel up inside. Yeah, that's going to be Averill's sack. That's going to be Cliff Averill's sack. He ran out of the hands of Landon Johnson, was still on his feet. It's the fourth time today Cliff Averill has had his hands on the quarterback and got him to the ground.
Hester's back into the game. They've got to get to the 21 for a first down. Cutler dumps it off. Chester Taylor bounced off one man, gets down to the 36-yard line. It brings up a 4th and 15.
Tell you, this front four for Detroit is really starting to control this football game. Since we got in here to the second half, and I said it in the second quarter, I said, look, if that front four, even without Vanden Bosch, who's out today, doesn't play their tails off and dominate the line of scrimmage, the Lions will be in trouble. They're starting to dominate. They have been here since the second half started.
Bears looking for points. This will be a 54-yard field goal try. Maynard the holder, Manley the long snapper. It'll be a career long if he makes it. It is good. It's good. It got inside the upright. A 54-yard field goal for Robbie Gould. The longest field goal of his career. It cuts the Lions' lead to 20-17. Strong leg of Robbie Gould puts 3 points on the board for the Bears. Now he kicks off. Stephon Logan, 5 yards deep, takes a knee. This has been a good one. The Lions hanging tough with the Bears and leading them 20-17. Gould's field goal got the Bears 3 points. Great offensive work by the Lions. Scott Linehan, the offensive coordinator, and Drew Stanton has been carrying out the game plan perfectly.
Yeah, the plan's been solid to say the least. The execution's probably been better from Drew Stanton.
Lions start from the 20. They were 3 and out their last possession. Stanton off the play fake, gets it to Pettigrew. He's up to the 26-yard line. Pick up a 6 on the play.
And you love it. He's just staying on schedule. They're moving the pocket for him. And when I say staying on schedule, he's not taking negative plays. He's not getting them into the long down and distance plays. He's been very good on third down. The Bears are the best in the league on third down and defending third down. He's been 44% today. That's pretty good.
He'll be a free agent at the end of the season. They have Matthew Stafford and Sean Hill under contract. They brought in Zach Robinson. So he'll be looking for a job. And he's playing for one. This is Morris straight ahead for a couple of yards. Did the ball come out?
Sure looked like it.
The Bears think it did. They're fighting for the ball in the pileup. They're still wrestling for it.
Look at the leg. You get your legs and everything into it when you're down at the bottom of the pile. I got to see who this is when he comes popping out. Look at the Bear. Ed Hockley's got him by the leg.
I like what DJ Moore did. He was pointing the wrong way, so he got on the other side of the pileup to point the right way.
Just follow the legs.
All right, who's got it, boys? They're still untangling. Mr. Sherrillis, the big tackle, gets up. Okay, Ed.
The ball was fumbled. However, both players had an equal hold on the ball under the pile. That is by rule a simultaneous possession, and therefore it's awarded to the offense. It's third down.
Wow. Good explanation by the referee.
And those were Israel Adonijah's legs that were popping up in the air. He was doing everything he could to hold on to it on the bottom there. It's clearly out. And you can see, look at Lance Briggs trying to peel it out from under the player. And then there's Adonijah's hands. Adonijah's got it first. Wow. And it looked like Raiola was in the mix there too. And Hockley, when you can't figure it out, you make the right call and give it back to the offense.
On 3rd and 2, Stanton throws, completes to Calvin Johnson. First down up to the 40-yard line.
You mentioned Drew Stanton earlier and free agent. Make no mistake about it. This cat's playing for his NFL future right here, and it's probably not in Detroit. It's for 31 other teams around the league, and he's handling the pressure perfectly.
Well, as Jim Schwartz said earlier in the week, he can go from who is that guy to we want that kind of guy on our team.
Well, that's like a basketball game when a guy takes an outside shot for the game winner and you're saying, no, 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 and then he drains it and you go, yes, nice shot.
2 tight ends in, Javid Best in the backfield.
He's a gamer.
Best carrying, breaks through. Good game, boy. Every time now that Javid Best carries, you think about him just busting a long one as he did in the first half with that 45-yard run. Javid Best with 8 carries for 65 yards in the game.
I think that you look at these Lions, the Bears have only given up 3.6 yards per carry all year. These Lions are figuring out at the line of scrimmage, physically they can match up with Chicago. Both sides of the ball, the Lions are playing good, especially here in the second half for the Lions.
Rod Wilson, the third linebacker in for the Bears, replacing Nick Roach. Stanton in trouble, gets away, dives forward. Took a hit from Urlacher. Very close to the first down line. Looks like it might be a little short. Julius Peppers with big pressure on Drew Stanton. Come to the end of the third quarter, and the Lions maintain the lead. It's a 20-17 Lions lead. End of 3 quarters in Detroit. Ford Field in Detroit. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Jennifer Hammond. Fourth quarter begins. Lions 3rd and 1 at the 49. Maurice Morris, the running back. Quarterback sneak by Drew Stanton. He didn't need much.
And he may have got it with the second effort. Israel Adonijah was right there to wrap him up.
Where do they give him forward progress to? We'll have to have a measurement on this one.
Well, that spot right there does not. I mean, this isn't official, but that spot definitely doesn't look like it was good enough for the first down.
Rod Marinelli checking out his defensive crew as they stretch the chains.
Yeah, he's short,
but not by much. About an inch. About an inch on 4th down. And Jim Schwartz will go for it. What do you think?
Well, 2 and 9, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're 9 and 2,
right.
And you believe in the way your defense is playing, you punt it. But at 2 and 9, 0 and 8, 0 and 18 in your last 18 division games.
Right. That's incredible.
Is that a real stat?
That's a real stat. They haven't won a division game since October of 2007 when they beat the Bears. 4th and an inch. The sneak.
They got it.
They got it down. Oh, they get nasty in those pileups. Gosder Cherilus, the right tackle involved. Ryan Urlacher was there.
Surprised Raiola's not right in the middle of it. It's Peterman, the right guard.
Stanton's got to get his helmet back on. First down.
Going to go right behind his center, Raiola. Look at him just driving the legs. Driving the legs, gets his helmet ripped off. He's still going to reach out for the line of game to get the first down. Really impressed with him with a lot of pressure today. He's playing like a quarterback. He's managing the game. He's making enough plays that kind of defy the X's and O's, just extending a couple of things with his legs. He's having a very solid game.
Everyone talks about him as being a tough competitor who can make plays and get the job done, and he's showing that. Looks like a little option and the flip to Maurice Morris. Gets down inside the 45-yard line.
That's the stuff he ran at Michigan State. Real simple. He's going to read the defensive end and he's going to pitch it out to the running back and make the play on Peppers. Peppers just got so much juice and he's so fast for a 300-pounder. It's kind of a classic conflict.
In the third quarter, Peppers rode Stanton out of bounds, got credit for a sack on that. It was his 7th sack of the season.
5th sack in the last 2 games.
Out of the shotgun. Stanton gets rid of it quickly, completes it. Nate Burleson with a catch. Burleson was busy in the first quarter, has been quiet since then. He gets down close to the 40-yard line.
The eyes of a quarterback. He sees this coming. Here's DJ Moore, slot blitz. He's going to fire it right to where the blitzer came from.
Good job.
Let's go, guys.
Javid Best in the backfield. It's 3rd and 1. Derek Williamson is the third wideout, but it's Best stopped short. Bears defense. Julius Peppers leading the way. Urlacher got there. DJ Moore got there, but it was Peppers making the play.
Yeah, once the front side gets the penetration, watch these guys get the penetration. It's going to force it to cut back. And as soon as it has to cut back, right there, Peppers and Urlacher are waiting for it. They'll get the credit on the stat sheet, and it was a big-time play, but it was the front side of the defense that really built a wall, Sam, and pushed them into the backfield, forced the cutback.
And here's another 4th and 1.
That was a huge play by Peppers.
As the Lions go for it with a 3-point lead. Peterman. And there was movement.
Yeah, Peterman
on the play. They stopped the play. Looks like a false start. And a bit of a discussion here.
Looked like Peterman, the right guard, went early.
Before there was a false start, there was a timeout called by Detroit.
Okay.
That's their first.
How about that? That came from the sideline.
Look at Jimmy. Yeah, I got you.
They wanted to set up the 4th and 1. Would have been a bad pre-snap penalty. Instead, it's a timeout to talk it over.
Love that look.
4th and 1 for the Lions. Jerome Felton in at fullback. Fake the handoff. Stanton throws, and it's incomplete. DJ Moore was all over Nate Burleson. And that, I didn't like that play at all.
Yeah. I do like it for the fact that at least the quarterback's got a run-pass option, but it was clear it was all pass the whole way. I mean, as soon as he got out to the perimeter, he unloaded it to a very well-covered Nate Burleson. Yeah, that was that's one where you would have liked to play it out a little bit, improvise a little bit, use your legs a little bit, and who knows what will happen. But the quick read out to the perimeter to a covered receiver, that wasn't good.
Bears start from their 40. Go empty backfield as Forte motions. Cutler. Wide open is Forte, and he's upended by Spivey. But he gets down to the 39, make it the 39-yard line of the Lions.
Classic cover 2 beater. They got 2 deep safeties. That means typically they're going to have 5 guys in underneath coverage, 4 guys rushing. And he's just going to come right here, right behind the backers and in front of the safeties. You see that? You got 2 deep safeties. You get behind the backers. You slide right into that hole. That's the hole in the cover 2 defense. Perfectly read and then executed from Jay Cutler to Forte.
20-yard pickup. 3 wide receivers in. Draw play, Chester Taylor. And he stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Good work up front. And Ndamukong Suh leading the way that time. And you can hear up from the crowd that Suh.
And I've got no problem with the play call because the Bears are offering it. They've got 4, or excuse me, the Lions are offering it. They've got 4 at the line of scrimmage, the linemen, and they got safeties back deep. Run at it. That's how you get those safeties to come up, but you got to be able to block their defensive tackles one-on-one. And Ndamukong Suh just tossed around Roberto Garza and got him a nice tackle for loss.
3 wide receivers. Taylor in the backfield. Cutler dumps it off to Taylor, who made a good catch and is brought down at the 34-yard line. Give him forward progress close to the 33. Brandon McDonald made the tackle. Spotted at the 34, brings up a 3rd and 4.
I would have loved to play for Gunther Cunningham.
Oh, he is something.
You meet with him on Fridays or Saturdays if it's a road game and they come in, I promise you want to put on a helmet and go play.
But his biggest work was getting the psyche back after that fall apart on Thanksgiving for the Patriots. Here's 3rd and 4.
Time for a huge stop for his defense.
3 wide receivers. Bennett motions. Cutler to Bennett. He's got it. Down to the 22-yard line. That's been his key man. His go-to guy in this game has been Earl Bennett, his 6th catch of the game for 89 yards.
Man coverage. They roll the corner over with him right there. And Alfonso Smith, he runs the in-cutting route. Safety late coming up and making the play. I'm telling you, that's what suits Earl Bennett. His skill sets, the quick passing game underneath. Let him break a tackle. He's been magnificent today.
And the Bears 5 for 9 on 3rd down. We talked about how they had trouble earlier in the season. Rasheed Davis is in at wide receiver number 81 as the 3rd wideout. Cutler rolling and looking. After him is DeAndre Levy. He broke the tackle. What a run, and he got hit hard. Flag on the play. And Ndamukong Suh gave him a forearm to the back.
Right to the back of his head is what it looked like. And if it was to the back of the head, it's clearly a penalty. I'm telling you, Ndamukong Suh, when he gets to the quarterback, he wants to wreak havoc. Now, is Jay Cutler a runner here? That's the question.
All right.
Past the line of scrimmage as a runner.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness.
No.
Defense, number 90, went to the head and the back of the runner with his forearm. That is unnecessary, and by rule, a foul. That ball is added to the end of the run.
Yeah, it was more of a
First down.
push. It was more of a push than a forearm. Watch his right hand extend. This, to me, did not look like a forearm as much as a two-hand shiver. Bang, right there. It wasn't a forearm wing. And Jimmy Schwartz, it says, he's crossed the line of scrimmage. He's a runner. You can come extend guys with a two-handed punch. That wasn't a wing to the back of the head.
No.
That was a two-hand punch.
No.
Watch his right arm. It extends straight. It doesn't come with a wing and the elbow on the back of the head.
Fans reacting as the play is replayed on the big board here, the video board. Nevertheless, it's ruled unnecessary roughness. Bears have the ball first and goal at the Lions 7 with Manumaleuna and Forte in the backfield. Cutler looking. Manumaleuna. He's in. They don't use him all that much, but Manumaleuna is very valuable. Came out of the backfield, and he is one big man, tough to take down. Bears take the lead.
Yeah, huge size mismatch right there. Spivey had him in coverage, and then you're asking Spivey to tackle 300 pounds when he gets the ball. Jimmy Schwartz is upset. No, Mike's down there throwing the, see Tice throwing the little forearm. That's clearly not what happened watching Ndamukong Suh on Cutler. Now, can the Lions respond? Is this one of those negative things that happen that totally get them down?
They have time. Robbie Gould for the extra point try. The Bears, the defense stopped the Lions on 4th and 1. The offense has gone 60 yards for the go-ahead touchdown. The Bears have a 24-20 lead. Brandon Manumaleuna, only his 4th catch of the season, his first touchdown. And Ndamukong Suh hit with an unnecessary roughness penalty that gave the Bears the ball first and goal. Manumaleuna with his first touchdown of the season on the short pass from Jay Cutler. Stephon Logan, 3 yards deep, brings it out. Couple of blockers. Slips by. Logan turns it into a big one. Chased from behind and forced out of bounds by Rasheed Davis. Another great return by Stephon Logan. Gives the Lions great field position. And now we want to bring in our man from the command center, Mike Pereira, former head of officials of the NFL. Mike, as we talk about that penalty on Ndamukong Suh, what did you see?
Well, you know, Tim's right. You know, once the quarterback clears the line of scrimmage, and Sam, you too, he is a runner. But the rule does stay in Rule 12. You cannot deliver a forearm to the back of the head of any player.
But, Mike, I don't think it was a forearm. I think if you go back and watch it and look, I know it's hard for those guys in real time to see and whether Ed saw it was a wing or a forearm or an elbow or not. But we went back and watched it on slow-mo, and to us it was clearly an overt extension of both arms, more of a two-hand shiver than the forearm wing.
Yeah, you know, and of course, when you do look at it in slow motion, as you know, it makes it look so different. But that's a judgment call, and that's purely a judgment call. You have to live with that. They're not going to protect the quarterback any more than any other runner in that situation, but it's a call that's all judgment.
Mike, thanks so much for the explanation. We'll always love to hear from Mike Pereira and the way he sees things from the eyes of the officials. And you saw Jim Schwartz had a lengthy conversation with Ed Hockley on the sideline. It got heated toward the end because he disagreed, but Ed Hockley did explain and showed him what he saw on that call.
And to give Ed the benefit of the doubt, I don't think it was the right call, but the way that Ed saw it in real time when it's moving that fast, he's got to make that judgment. If you think it was a chicken wing, make the judgment call. But watch Suh's hands. Palms are open, and to me, it's clearly a two-handed shiver. Both hands open. He's going to push right on the back of the shoulder pad of Jay Cutler. And that is a legal tackle, a legal hit on a quarterback that's crossed the line of scrimmage.
Stephen Peterman, the right guard, was shaken up on the play. He's walking under his own power and telling the trainers, I'm all right, I'm all right. Dylan Gandy, number 65, replaces him at right guard. You had a 60-yard return by Stefan Logan to give the Lions great field position. Will Heller caught a pass, his first of the season. The tight end, the third tight end. Here's a 3rd and 3. Stanton. Javid Best, rather Maurice Morris out of the backfield. Where will they give him forward progress? Morris puts it on the line, which he doesn't see. The officials agree, and it looks like he'll get enough for the first down.
Tell you, very young football team, the Lions. They've run the gamut, the ebb and flow of the emotions today. Up, down, good things have happened, bad things have happened. Jimmy Schwartz and his club, you got to keep believing. And I got to tell you, a team that has not won very many games, a franchise, and you all know the story on the number of wins. It's hard to find your mojo when you don't have a lot of feathers in your cap.
Right.
You haven't done it.
They're trying to find ways to win. They have lost a lot of close games in this season. They've faltered late in games. It's a first down at the 34. Stephen Peterman is back in, number 66, the starting right guard. For the Bears, they need their defense to come up with something big. The Packers have now opened up a big lead on San Francisco. Heller, the tight end, goes in motion. Stanton, big rush. DJ Moore got there. This time, Moore got there on the blitz. Second sack of the game for the Bears. One by Peppers, one by DJ Moore.
And they squeeze the running back in protection. Urlacher's coming here. Now, if you're Maurice Morris, do you take the slot defender or do you take Urlacher? He's got to make a decision. He peels to Urlacher inside. DJ Moore runs around Brandon Pettigrew. And that is a huge, huge play at that spot on the field, knocking him right out of field goal range, or at least the opportunity to get closer.
Everybody out. Stanton throws short. It was a low throw and ruled incomplete. Tried to get it to Calvin Johnson.
I mean, that is the sack zone. We hear a lot of guys. You hear Norv Turner talk about it. The offensive guys, I know Mike Martz, and those guys are all over it. Scott Linehan. You get down in this part of the field, and they were down at about the 35-yard line. That's the sack zone. The biggest thing that you've got to prevent as an offense is taking a sack.
That sack for DJ Moore, his first career sack in the NFL. Here's a big third down play. Lions have to get to the Bears 24. Stanton, being rushed, short to Scheffler, and he's brought down at the 40-yard line. Safety valve to the tight end, Tony Scheffler.
You see what that cover two does when you get a big play like that. You get a sack, you get a huge negative play. Now it forces a third and super long. You just jump in that cover two deep safeties. You have 7 guys back in coverage. You give it to them underneath. You rally up, make the tackle, and make them punt. That sack, Sam, was huge.
Now the Lions looking to play field position. Devin Hester is back deep at his 10-yard line. Nick Harris will try to pin the Bears back deep. High punt. Hester lets it go. Lions try to cover it. It's into the end zone for a touchback. Not what they wanted. It's a 40-yard punt, but it only nets 20 yards. Bears start from the 20 when we come back. Bears start from the 20. Gunther Cunningham's defense has done a good job in this game to keep the Lions in it. They need to come up with a big series here.
Yeah, he's going to have to take some chances and play some tight coverage, some tight defense.
Forte gets outside, and that's a big pickup. First down pickup of 10 for Matt Forte. Spivey, the safety, took him out of bounds.
Now with the Bears, you want to run the ball, you want to chew the clock, you want to get into your 4-minute drill, you want to lean on your offensive line. And that's what I'm telling you. If you're Gunther Cunningham and I say play tight, that means tight to the line of scrimmage. You got to get an extra body up there to defend the run and put 8 guys in the box to defend the run game. Make sure you don't get gashed there, and you better play tight coverage. You sit back in zone. Cutler's going to hit the underneath passing game, pick up a couple of first downs, and your opportunities are going to be limited to get the ball back.
Forte has rushed for 65 yards on 12 carries in the game. They stop the play as the flag comes in, and here's Ed Hockley.
Illegal snap, offense, number 57. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's on the reliable leader of the offensive line, Olin Kreutz, who is the glue of that offensive line.
Can you see the steam coming out of his ears there?
Jim Schwartz.
Tell you the record and this football team, and I know that the long-range plans are out for head coaches. He's in year number 2. You better stick with that guy. Sam, we see him all, we know him all. You better stick with that guy.
He's trying so hard to change the losing culture, but they need results to the Lions. Right now, pressure on Cutler. Got rid of it to Greg Olsen. Spinning, he gets back to the 30-yard line. Time for an update, and for that, as always, we go to Kurt Menefee.
Cincinnati Cedric Benson with a short touchdown run, but they had missed an extra point earlier, so it's a 1-point ball game after that score. Very next possession, Saints stretch it back to 8. Robert Meacham, 52-yard reception from Drew Brees. It's now 27-19. Saints trying to hold on. 9.5 minutes left in Cincy. Sam and Tim.
Thanks, Kurt. And how about acknowledgement to Drew Brees, Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year.
Well deserved.
Great choice.
Yep. Great player, better person.
2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line.
Comes the blitz.
Cutler goes short to Bennett. He's got it. Another catch and a first down. What a game Earl Bennett is having. That'll put him over 100 yards receiving in the game. Alphonso Smith shaking up for the Lions. He's gone to the sideline. Bennett is shaking up a little bit. His left arm.
Looks like he got one of those little stingers where that left arm has gone numb on him. But I tell you, the you to me factor, the chemistry from Jay Cutler to him today has been obvious. And I tell you, Jay Cutler seeing the blitz. You see the blitz come from the top of the screen. Houston, eyes in the back of his head. He gets it out. Jay has seen it so much better over the last month and how the blitz is coming into his face.
End around, and getting away was Hester. And he picks up positive yardage, almost tackled for a big loss. He gets 5 on the play. The Lions brought in the former Bear, Nathan Vasher, to replace Alphonso Smith at cornerback.
Yeah, and Delmas, there he is here, the playmaking safety, has a shot at Devin Hester. But Devin is quick.
Lions call a timeout with the Bears on the move. Career game for Earl Bennett, tied a career high with 7 catches, but a career high 104 yards. First time he's had a 100-yard game in the NFL. Bears at midfield, 2nd and 5. Quick toss, and that's another completion. And that'll get him another first down inside the 45-yard line. Johnny Knox on the receiving end, his 3rd catch of the game. It's been an efficient game for Jay Cutler. Nothing spectacular, but he is 20 for 25, 217 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, and it's kind of par for the course for what they've been doing over the last 4 weeks, averaging about 25 attempts per game. And it's the short passing game, and that's the beauty of it. The patience, I think coming into the season, I think they realized who they wanted to be, and then the Giants woke them up. They realized who they were, Sam. they have morphed right to the run game and the short passing game.
It's the first ever American Country Awards, hosted by Trace Adkins, with over 15 performances from country music's biggest stars. It's the only country music award show where you vote for the winner. The American Country Awards, live tomorrow from Las Vegas at 8, 7 Central, only on Fox. That should be good.
You a country guy?
I like it. My wife loves it. Always
Girls
has it on in the car.
Girls like country.
Lions are out of timeouts. Bears with a 4-point lead in the ball, 1st and 10. Forte, he stopped. Sammy Hill with a good job inside to make the stop. No gain on the play.
Yeah, no lights lit up right here. Detroit out of timeouts. They'll have the 2-minute to have the clock stopped, but other than that, you're going to have to use the sideline if they can get the ball back.
Bears will just let the clock run down to the 2-minute warning. They can do that. Jay Cutler, only one mistake, the one fumble for Jay Cutler in the game, and the Bears defense picked him up on that with a great stop, holding the Lions to a field goal. That was a key point in the game. Right now, the Bears with a 4-point lead and the ball, 2 minutes to go. It's been a great day for Jay Cutler, as we mentioned. He's been very efficient. The passes to Earl Bennett, short ones, quick ones, they've picked up yards. Maybe the biggest negative, he's taken some sacks in the game.
He's also broke free on some sacks.
Yeah.
His legs have been a major asset, and that's the thing. 20 of 25 with a pretty consistent 4-man rush in his face throughout this game.
2nd and 10 for the Bears. Lions can't stop the clock. Short pass to Manamaliuna. That's a 1st down for the Bears. That's a big one. On the sideline, Drew Stanton disappointed. Sean Hill, the injured number 2 quarterback, trying to pump him up.
Yeah, he
Drew
played
Stanton
well.
played a good game.
A
You're
very
right.
good game, especially in the first half. Now, they've come out here in the second half, and the Bears have absolutely buckled down on defense. Their offense controlled the clock, playing keep away with the time of possession. Think about this, 253 yards of offense for the Lions in the first half. They came out in the second half. The Bears gave them 49 yards of offense in only 16 plays.
The Bears can run out the clock. It'll be another tough one, but a big one for the Bears. The producer of today's game, Mike Burks. Director Greg Scopatoni. Associate Director Tom Yohe. Oh, today it was Neil Gallo. And the broadcast associate, Matt Saldana. The technical producer, Frank Phillips. Special thanks go to Ty Yohe, Carla Kish, Chris Jones, and Mike Smith. Great job today on our crew. The studio show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy, associate director Stephanie Medina, highlights coordinator Janice Casasa, studio technical supervisor Jack Simmons. The Bears go to 9-3 and hold on to first place in the NFC North as they beat the Lions again. The Lions 0 for their last 19 in division games.
Unbelievable. You see all the smiles from the Bears players. They knew how hard it was going to be. These Lions will not lay down for anybody. This was a tough, tough battle for Chicago.
Bears have won 5 in a row and stay in first place in the NFC North. The Bears beat the Lions 24-20. For Tim Ryan and Jennifer Hammond, this is Sam Rosen. Now let's go to the studio to Kurt Menefee.